Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching Peaky Blinders. This episode 3 of the final season. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying the series so far. If you would like to watch the full episode today, it is available free in the description below. Just put the password in and enjoy. So thanks for checking out the channel today. Very exciting what's going on this season. We have got Oswald Mosley. He is back in the show. So is Alfie Solomons. We've been introduced to Uncle Jack as well. We've got obviously Michael, who's still looking to take out Tommy. You know, I'm just very interested. We've got all of the big guns here coming into the final season. We've had an unpredictable Arthur, so to speak, in the first two episodes. You know, he's been kind of drunk. He's been not really a benefit to Tommy at all. But Tommy's kind of given him an ultimatum. He was like, look, mate, I did write to Linda before I went to America, and she has responded, and I did ask her the question that does she believe in forgiveness, and she's come back with I do, underlined double time underneath do. So that is give Arthur a bit of hope. Tommy said to him, look mate, get on the straight and narrow, have 2 weeks being clean, now right back to her. So they started laughing. I like how Arthur was saying, look at that smile, Tommy, you know what I mean, we don't see that often, because we don't see you smile often. And you know, another thing that I thought was really interesting is Oswald, now his wife has died and he seems to have a new partner. Now they've been together for like 7 months, I think he said, but it's like she's kind of running these operations with him. You know, they had an interesting encounter between her and Lizzie, where Lizzie ended up saying that she slept with Oswald before. She don't really know much about the business, but she knows much about him before she walked out. And Mosley was like, mate, you need to get your wife in check. That's what he said to Tommy, mate. Very interesting. But also, like I said, this new female that was introduced, she was stood there, Tommy was stood here. It went like all slow motion here. Both of them was the only ones that kind of lit up in a dark room, and he was just staring at each other. I thought it was really interesting. I feel like they had some sort of background connection, met in the past before. I can't wait to find out more. But also, like I said, mate, Tommy has been speaking with Jack. Now, he said that he wants to meet fascists, but not just the local general people that Tommy meets in the streets. No, the big high-profile boys. And Tommy's offered to give him information as well on Churchill. You know, he's kind of running against the fascists. He doesn't want it to happen. But Tommy and him have been close recently, you know, throughout the years. And he can obviously give and feed him information. And he can also give him contacts and how to elevate, obviously, the movement. Now, one of the contacts that he's offering is the woman from the IRA, so that he could take over a big part of Dublin, which again is very interesting. It's going to be an asset to him. He could take it over, he can impress the president. So Tommy kind of offered that in return, pretty much an import free whiskey, obviously, not whiskey, and free opium into Boston. Now, what I think is very interesting is obviously he offered this to Jack, but he also offered Alfie a deal as well earlier on in the episode, saying that I think I've wrote your one final hurrah, mate, Alfie, and you know, this is it. And Alfie was listening, looked like he was interested, and it looks like they've cut a deal. So it's like Tommy's playing both sides right now, and I'm excited to see obviously where we go from here. Thanks for checking out today's episode. If you do enjoy it, please smash the like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, let's jump into episode 3 of final season of Peaky Blinders.
They have to x-ray us because we might have it as well.
Fuck us, Lizzie. Fuck us. Fuck you and me. Who brought this on? They wouldn't let me pass. They did it on purpose.
That's the start of the episode, season 6, isn't it? That's what he's referencing.
Right, tell me what I have to do.
This way, sir.
So they could be infected as well. That's interesting. They don't have the technology that we have today, do they? So it's easy for people to actually pass away. Interesting. I can't wait for him to tell us what they found.
They do this thing, pulmonary something, where they collapse the lung, let it rest, and sometimes the lung cures itself.
Mad, innit?
They use gold. Doctor said he explained the methods to you when you cut the ribbon to open the institution.
Can't remember, I wasn't listening.
Interesting start. I didn't expect this with his kid. You know what I mean? It's proper come out of nowhere.
Mayfair 244. Ada, listen to me. I need you to be me in London. No, it's important. I need 5 days of your time.
I like the camera transition.
Go to the door and take her coat. And make a note of the label.
Beautiful vase.
My grandfather stole it from a brothel in Cairo.
Egyptian. 18th dynasty, I think.
My dear, you researched me and I researched you. If this was 1919, you would have come through my front door carrying a revolver and a Molotov cocktail and would happily have blown off my head.
Isn't it wonderful how time changes? According to recent interpretations, the Black Rider on 18th Dynasty vases is meant to signify approaching death.
He is approaching death, though.
I suppose it resembles Thomas.
You know I like to fuck women as well as men.
Tommy was right. He says that everything is a circle. A lady in Eaton Square, as coarse and honest as an Aston whore.
Just realised I haven't even offered you a drink. When the time comes for the great cleansing, I myself will personally argue the case that the Jews must be dealt with, but that the gypsies should be spared.
You know what's funny is, like, she was saying there when Ada turned up to the house and she was like, make a note of her jacket, do you know what I mean? Like, proper snobby. And like, it got me thinking, what is the most expensive piece of clothing that you actually own? Now, personally, I would probably say a pair of Jordans, but I never purchased them. I think that I have probably spent 100 quid. That was probably the dearest thing I've ever bought. I couldn't even tell you, probably a pair of trainers or a coat. And like, literally, I don't understand these people who go around spending thousands of pounds and on like shoes and jackets. I mean, it's great. If you got the money, go for it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to judge you. You should be judged like, whoa, you got nice stuff. But it does the opposite to me. I look at it and think, wow, that's a rip-off. You know what I mean? Like, it's funny how things have different for different people. Some people look at it and think, yo, them Balenciagas are well good. And I'm looking at it thinking, those are well expensive. I could have gone on vacation for 2 weeks for that. Do you know what I mean? Like, different approach to different people, I guess. But it's funny how people judge a book by its cover. And Adam Sandler is a prime example. If you look at him, you would not think he's got no money, and the guy has got millions. So never judge somebody just from the appearance.
Who the fuck are you? I'm the owner of this cold pistol. And the bullets within it. I follow the pattern signs with the Lee family. I'm looking for Esme Shelby Lee. Where is she?
Off a bit of money. She traded millions for back to her roots.
You found me because I let you find me. I heard you were looking, and I'm curious.
Tell him to leave.
What do you think I'm in charge here?
Oh, I'm sure of it, Esme.
100%.
Jalabri!
In it. She is 100% in charge.
Shelby's trashed.
I have a daughter, Esme. Her name is Ruby. She's fallen ill suddenly. She's very sick.
Tommy Shelby at OBE-MP. Running around the mountains in pursuit of a gypsy curse, is that it?
I can tell from your reaction this is not your doing. Sorry for troubling you.
I think somebody's cursed her then. Somebody's acted. Right, okay.
Sister likes some more champagne.
Oh, the sister is allowed to speak.
She thinks this lunch is purely social.
And please remember that in this moment, in this room, it is the Shelby family that holds the power.
Michael sends his regards.
You're the sister.
Yes, it seems I am indeed the sister.
Innit? They keep calling her that.
You're communist once, but diamonds and lipstick now.
Actually, I'm a socialist.
So this little kid, Gina, she runs out, she marries a gangster, and now here we all are.
Oh, Jack, please, you're so blunt.
Yes, it's wonderful.
Ada here is the smart one of the family.
I learned that when you were young, you lost a brother and a sister to consumption. Well, that same awful illness has entered our family. And you see, Thomas has very little faith in current medical practices regarding tuberculosis.
Man, he has that right.
My brother sends his apologies for not being here and would like to invite all of you to his home for a meeting.
What exactly does the Shelby Company Limited do?
What don't they do? That's what she might as well be telling you.
You were wise to come to me, Thomas. I can't explain where it is you have to go, but I'll take you there.
What?
Next 5 days, I'm not the boss's sister, I'm the
I'm the
boss. Where is Arthur?
We locked him in the cash safe. I was given to understand that you're no longer part of the company.
I want you to go to Liverpool.
Well, then I will go to Liverpool.
We have opium in storage at the Salthouse docks. Word got out among the dock workers. They started stealing cupfuls. Now it's
Oh.
Is there a black star on the envelope?
I decided not.
Oh, does that mean kill him?
The name of the perfume is Know Your Fucking Place, soldier. And also, that you're gonna take Arthur with you.
10 days clean, I'm gonna take him into a warehouse full of fucking opium.
It'll be your job to look after him. Deal with Hayden Stagg. Bring Arthur back in one piece, and in return, I won't tell Tommy that you're laying private bets on races that we've fixed.
Oh, is that what he's doing?
Trying to make a few extra pennies.
Yo, I'm liking it. Mate, he's grew up so much, hasn't he? That's crazy though, because if you think what she's just saying there, it's like, you know, the warehouse full of opium. Somebody's gone in, they found that they could take a little bit, but like, people don't. First of all, taking a little bit is risky enough. Do you know what I mean? If you get caught in real life with gangsters, you're probably getting killed, aren't you? Especially now taking it by the buckets. It's mad, isn't it? You hear stuff. I work within construction, and you hear it like all of the time where like somebody will have a company credit card, and what they'll do is they'll start making small transactions, really small ones, on like personal items, and then when it doesn't get picked up on, they start expanding it and getting it a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger, and then some people start literally withdrawing thousands, or they start like paying for holidays, and it's crazy. Like, you've got to have the massive cojones, mate, to do that, and especially as well when you're working with gangsters, you're working with your life. Now, it's crazy. Now, like he said, mate, you're just a Zaya, and, you know, you need someone like Arthur to go down there. He's still a bit of fear into them, and I thought it was quite interesting that he said the envelope didn't have a black cross on it, which means that, I'm assuming, that's a death. You got to kill that person. But she's like, no, I've decided that he's just getting a beating. He's saying, do you reckon it's a good idea to take Arthur down 10 days clean to a warehouse full of opium? Well, it's your job to, you know, look after him. I like the connection between both of them. That was decent. And like I said, from the... You know, like, if you look at the show, Finn, he's not even been in the season once. Michael, hardly been in it at all. A look at Arthur, hardly been in it at all. That's an interesting approach that they've gone for so far. We're nearly 3 episodes fully, completely done, and probably screen time between Arthur and Michael. I would say they've had less than 5 minutes physically, like, on the screen.
Lock the door, Lizzie. There are people around here who start drinking this early in the morning.
They collapsed the left lung, but it made no difference.
Oh, it didn't make a difference.
Gold swords tomorrow. You know, somebody died on the gold treatment, yes. Half the people I tell look like you just did because they know someone who died on the gold treatment. Because all he wants to do is fight people and blame himself, and I've never felt so ashamed of him. Cry, because right now I need a normal man. It's me sitting there taking away the bloody rags and watching her disappear.
Lizzie, is there anything practical that I can do?
Before he left, he was looking for a number for Esme.
The Lees and the Barwells, they're wild tribes.
Where do they live?
Well, the gypsies.
Mountains.
They live where they like.
It's 1934, and the doctors know what it is. They know what causes it. But oh no, my husband, he knows better.
You know what? She just said that the gypsies, they live wherever they want. That's totally true, isn't it? Like, well, from a UK perspective anyway, you know, from where I live and everything that I've experienced, they literally do whatever they want. They just turn up to a car park, smash all of the caravans on there. They'll be there for a week. They'll leave it. Sometimes it's fine. Other times it's literally smashed full of bin bags, food all over the place. They even get like I had one right at the bottom of my house, like. There's like a little warehouse thing that's not occupied anymore, and he went in there and they were staying there out of the way. I was just walking my dogs and they all come over like wanting to fight, and it's like, mate, just chill out, man. I'm not even here to do anything. Next day, seeing them all, like a couple are getting arrested. It's like some of them are proper like, you know, kind of like age, you know. As soon as Tommy approached them and they all got them things out, who goes there? No joke, that is how some of them react in real life. You could be walking your dogs with your headphones in, and if you walk past them, they'd literally come after you like it's crazy. And then you get other ones that are well nice as well. Like you say, some of them just on the move all the time. But I think they're interested in me. I've seen it before where they've cut locks off car parks and they've gone in and just like infiltrated it, mate. Literally tons of caravans in there. And then they do it at gyms as well. You know, if you go to do a workout, most of the gyms are out my way. They put barriers up where, like, only cars can fit underneath it, no vans. Do you know what I mean? So they can't take the caravans in. Do you know? Because they seem to, like, just occupy all of the car parks around in the local area. So they have to put the barriers up so that they can't get in. It's well interesting. It's funny.
Ada said it'd be okay if I recruited my cousins off the streets of Alum Rock and looking for the big time. What do you say, Arthur?
So big time boys don't ask for permission.
Big time boys don't ask for permission. Take that into your work when you ask for a pay rise. Do you know what I mean?
Not a long way from anywhere, Esme. I find out you've been wasting my time. I use that rope to fucking hang you.
It looked like this before. The Peaky Blinder. The Peaky Blinder still looks like this. After.
You're here to meet a gentleman called Hayden Stagg.
My name's Aidan Stagg. I hear there's so many here from Birmingham looking for me. I'm guessing you gentlemen aren't here to kick footballs.
We like to call it Black Star business.
Black Star a pub, is it?
Yeah, the Black Star's a pub. But the pub you drink in, Mr. Stagg, it's called the Dolphin. Not to drink. You're there divvying up today's take. She sings out, "Opium for sale!" You're stealing from the Peaky Blinders, man. Punishment. Your sentence has been commuted. Praise the fucking Lord! Instead, Mr. Aidan Stagg, it's just a beating for you.
The marks on your arm. Stories about you come up the canal. You know, where once you walk fine alone, now you need a stick.
Let's just fucking do it, Arthur.
It's me that's due a beating, but it's me who feels sorry for you. I was once where you are now, aren't I? No, if you're gonna do it, do it. But look at me as a man you can be. You've tried Jesus, yeah? You loved once. Jesus and your wife and your kids can't help you. Only you, Arthur Shelby.
I second that, mate. Only you can help yourself, man.
Good days.
I'd get him in as a life coach.
Let's go, come on.
It was good feels that. Like, the guy done a good speech. Not even cocky or anything. It was proper emotional.
No horse to go beyond here, we'll have to walk. You want to lift every curse anyone's ever put on you. That's a lot of lifting. My own curse is in there somewhere. I gave a sapphire to a woman called Bethany Barwell.
Do you remember?
She took the stone back to her camp.
I warned her about it, but she took it anyway.
She gave the sapphire to her sister. Straight away, the little girl began to cough. She died that night. Perhaps she waited till your little girl was 7. So you'd know how it feels.
I'll find this fucking Bethany Barwell. I will fucking find her. And I will give her money to take back this curse. Instead of this poor wooden cross.
Tommy!
I will build a monument to this little girl. She will be well. And I will undo the many wrongs that I have done. I will give you gold. And you will help me find this woman. And she will spare my daughter.
Thing is, she is right there. You know, gold. It can go up, it can go down. But, you know, that's that saying, it's worth its weight in gold. Okay, it can dip, but I do think it's, like, looking at it, the value is way more, it's called that gold as well, the episode, but it's way more consistent. You know, if you look at the pound right now, we are going up and down, up and down. It's dreadful. We're literally in a financial crisis. Yet, the gold still got a good solid value. You know, probably 10 years ago and now, I bet gold is probably either higher or it's probably similar. Even if it's dipped, it's probably going to still be close. But I have to say, I don't blame Tommy for this curse. Yeah, I blame the woman that gave that what was it, sapphire to the kid. Like, Tommy literally took it to her and said, "Can you tell me if this is cursed?" The woman was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Fucking have it, mate. I don't want that." And then he left. Do you know what I mean? He travelled all the way to Wales. I remember the episode. He stood there. I think he was underneath a tree. Give it to her. She said it was cursed. He was like, "Don't want none of that. Get that away, mate." And he left. Now, from that action, she's passed it on. And the kid's died. And it's Tommy's fault. Nah, I don't agree with that personally. That's literally nothing to do with Tommy. He found out that his wife was cursed. He wanted to get revenge. He fucked that off. And then Dave used it themselves and got themselves killed. Oh, Tommy, she's dead.
She's gone, Tommy.
Oh, she's died.
She's now 570. They've put her with the dead people. She was asking just now for you.
Nah, man, you shouldn't be. You can't be telling him that.
517. I told her that she looked. I gave her your kiss goodbye.
That's how you would react. No words. I didn't expect going into the season that we'd have a heavily focused storyline on Tommy's kid dying. You know, it's gonna be mad, that, innit? Like, we had no build up to that for all of the other seasons, and it's just literally come out of nowhere. And I think it's good, mate. Like, I don't know what effects this is gonna have on him. You know what I mean? Like, we've seen at the start of the season that he tried to kind of like kill himself, and he's saying that he didn't accept him, so to speak, and then we've kind of seen here that obviously his daughter's been taken from him. He's got to blame himself, and as I was just saying there, to me, I don't blame Tommy at all. You know, Grace was wearing that. She was killed. he went to find out if it was cursed. He found out it was cursed. He said, I want nothing to do with that. Get that away from my life. Then that was it. That was the last he ever saw of it. Now it turns out, obviously, it's been passed down, put on the child. Child's died. Mother's cursed. Obviously, his daughter, I guess. Like, and when she turned 7, she's got sick and she's died. That's ruthless. It absolutely is ruthless. But, like, you know, this is the first season that we started doing these, like, previously on Peaky Blinders at the start of the episode. And when you watch everything that's actually going on, there's so many storylines. Like, there actually is so many storylines. You had this going on with Ruby. You got the Arthur storyline going on. You've got the imports getting tucked in. You've got, obviously, Oswald trying to become the Prime Minister. You've got Diana, his future wife, you know, whatever her bit's going on. You got the Michael. It's like, mate, there's only 3 episodes left. What are we going to smash it all into the final view? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. And I do think it's interesting. And I think that Tommy's going to be unpredictable now going into the final few. And I feel like he's going to be reckless and rash. And he's probably going to send, you know, we even got Alfie still kind of to play. What's happening with him? Like, has Tommy cut a deal with Jack or Alfie? Like, what's happening with the opium? You know, that... Do you know what I mean? Alfred's just come here to beat this guy up, and then the guy's just giving kind of like a, I don't know, new lease on life, you know what I mean? He's given him a deep speech and said that I'm reformed, and I've been in your position before, and you could be in mine. Do you know what I mean? Look at me, I'm a transformed man. All you need to do is believe in yourself, only you can do it, Arthur. Do you know what I mean? And he let him go. It was interesting. But again, like I said, this has been unpredicted for me. I didn't expect it, but I've enjoyed it, and I feel like Tommy's just going to go off the rails now. I just like how he reacted to finding that news there as well. Found out that she died, didn't move, didn't speak, stood there frozen in the same spot, rain on him. No words can, you know, improve any of that situation or express your feelings in that moment, and it was just silent. And sometimes, you know what I mean, like, that's all you need for it to make the biggest impact. So it was interesting, and like I said, mate, I'm excited for the final 3 episodes because there's literally so much still to unpack. Okay, that's going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. So crazy start to the season, honestly, it really has been. Never expected Ruby to die, but she has done. And, you know, I'm going to be interested to see what happens with Tommy and how he progresses forward. Now, it was interesting today here. You know, we had Jack come in and sit down with Gina, and he was obviously having a meeting with Mosley, Diana, and obviously Ada. Now, Ada kept saying that she was there as a representative of the Shelby company because Tommy was, you know, he was going to a family urgency. You know, his daughter was sick, and he all kept saying, does he not have, like, a butler? Does he not have a wife? And, you know, like, as if he shouldn't be actually concerned about his child's welfare. Do you know what I mean? It's interesting to see. Now, again, I thought Ada was really good in that situation. She's invited them all to, you know, like a house party or gathering at Tommy's house. But now, obviously, this has happened. Wonder if that still goes ahead. Now, again, I'm very intrigued with the Diana situation, to be honest. She said that she was not only interested in men, but female as well, kind of making little advances on Ada. Ada done pretty well in kind of representing the company, to be honest. Now, it seemed like Jack was kind of actually intrigued with the Shelbys. I know that he's obviously come here with an association of Michael, and like, you know, technically he should be wanting to take Tommy down and kill him, and that's kind of what Gina was saying to him last episode. You know, she was saying that they come there with the purpose to take Tommy out, and obviously Michael was saying, look mate, if anybody's going to take Tommy out, then I want it to be me. And she said that, Jack said that, that's fine, you know, you can take it out. Now again though, I do feel like the fact that Tommy's got some big balls, do you know what I mean? He's come and he's offered this proposal. He's advancing him, you know, in terms of his political, like, gain that he wants to do. And he's got all these connections, and he can obviously run businesses. Like he was asking, you know, what is it that the Shelby company do? And you can see that they've expanded into pretty much near enough everything. Institutions, housing, you know what I mean? Like, they're inside the government. You know, they've got racing, betting, distilleries, you know, wineries, you know, gins. Guys dabbling in every aspect that you could think of. You might think Tommy could be an actual asset. And, I mean, the massive twist would be if Jack ends up being on Tommy's side and goes against Michael. I think that would be a great twist to finish off the season. But like I said, I have no idea what angle we're going and what direction we're going to take, because I didn't think that we'd have episode 3, Tommy's kid dying, and still really no like revenge kind of currently tried to be instilled by Michael. Like I said, if you take Michael's screen time, it's been like 5 minutes throughout the three episodes, which I've no problem with, but that is the big story that I thought was going to happen in this season, and it still might. You know, we might heavily pick up it going on to the end, but you know, at this point right now, if I'm looking at it, the Peaky Blinders are not in a strong position, and if I had to, you know, make a decision, I feel like Michael will possibly come trumps, and he may actually be the successor of the last man standing, whether it's by, you know, him taking out Tommy, or whether it's an illness that takes Tommy out. I feel like in his current position right now in episode 3, Tommy's suffering and Arthur's suffering quite heavily. And yes, I know that Michael's in, you know, like in jail technically, but I feel like he's got a better chance of being successful. But I can't wait for the rivalry to obviously like go steamrolling ahead, hopefully in the final few. So that's where we currently are. Hopefully you guys are excited for today's episode. If you did enjoy, please smash a like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.